How will you serve the world? Can provide. So the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
Got a nice biomass, nice color. And this is your storage tank?
Yeah.
Okay, this is your raw sewage coming in. Okay.
Now, they do their own laundry here, okay? And so about 5 o'clock on, they start from 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, and they wash all their own laundry. And that's what it looks like. During the day, I get yellow, which is decent amount of food. This is empty. It's basically water.
It's empty. Do they use much chlorine?
Much chlorine?
Yeah. Or Clorox.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's one of my places was a nursing home. Strip the floors, and whatever they're using for floor stripping, they dump it into the treatment plant.
Okay.
And then they did the laundry, not the sheets and pillows, but they did the laundry for the tenants or the residents in the nursing home. And a lot of the white underwears and stuff, you could smell the chlorine in the treatment plant. Now you might, because it was an inside plant, you might not smell it here because of the fact that you're outside. But sometimes when you get chlorine coming in, if it's heavy enough, it'll almost decimate anything that's in your surge tank. So that could give you a problem. It really could. So you might want to check with the people over here and see what they're using and what kind of, I know on Long Island, New York, because of we discharge back into the ground, they don't allow certain things in the soap powders anymore to be used up there because they couldn't remove it and to get it out of the ground.
So the EQ also is connected with a 6-inch pipe.
Right.
So I can isolate just this side.
Right.
Or I can use the whole thing.
Right.
And right now with the low flow, I'm just on this side.
Right.
But usually we use the whole thing.
I would say if you think that you're having a problem, just somehow aerate the hell out of this if you can. Unless you know what the BOD is in here.
Not much.
Not much?
I mean, my last test was like 88. So I can't add any air. It's already got too much coming in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to let it sit.
You got a hell of a nice drop here, which is aerating it already.
Oh no, yeah, just the drop through the bar stream.
Drop right now through the bar
Right.
stream. And plus what's coming in is getting aerated from the pumping station. What's this, your freezer box? Okay, now, this is what's going back into the surge.
Yeah.
And that's what's going forward?
Yeah.
So, how much is going forward right now? Can you,
It's wide open.
all right, does this shut off very often?
Yeah. It shuts off, it's when that pump. The yellow one and the blue one.
Right.
So it's very small, the degree of how much. So it'll push probably 30-40 minutes off, could be 40 minutes, could be an hour sometimes. Sometimes it catches it just right before it's gonna cut off. This bitch will come back on and it won't let it, and it almost is continuous flow, and that's when I seem like I have my bulking problem. So I correlated it to hydraulics. And I was just like, man, that just sucks. Yeah. Because we've run it where it's nonstop all the time, 33 gallons a minute going through. And sometimes it would do it, sometimes it wouldn't, depending on the microbiology. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nice big dive.
Your flow coming out of here.
Yep, that one goes to.
This is a storage holding tank?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that one goes to train 1. So we got train 1 here, and then we got train 2 here. So what we did, because it's hard to control the flow with those notches. So what we did is we put ball valves on there. So that way we could, and we bucket tested it to about 33 gallons a minute.
Okay.
So I got 33 gallons a minute on both trains going in, coming out 66 gallons a minute. That's our return.
2 inch.
Yeah. And then that's our airlift,
Right.
which we don't really use. And that's my tomato plants. They'll be bearing fruit pretty soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are your
Air headers, yeah.
right. We were able. These aren't bad here because you got plenty of room in there, and you can kneel down on your air header here and operate these. We've had some of them that were almost lower than because they didn't come off a pipe like this here. They'd have a pipe out there, and we had them bring them all the way up here, or at least to here.
That's why I designed it like this.
Because down here you got good weather all the time. Up there, some of this here has got ice on it when you're walking along here. And they actually make you take and put a plate this high all the way along here so that if you slip, you don't go into the tank. Down here, weather permitting, and you stay on the grading, you're okay.
Yeah.
You got a beautiful color Tahoe. There's no odor here. That's gorgeous. This looks a little bit less than this side here, but it may not be.
It is.
It is?
Yep. Good eye, good eye.
So this is going from the aeration tanks, and this is your
clarifier.
This is your clarifier.
Yeah.
That looks nice. What in the dickens could possibly be? You don't have that much air down here at all.
No.
Going into your clarifier is going through
That
which pipe?
over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's going in. There's a baffle down there?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's not a big enough baffle.
No, I know.
That baffle should be, and you have no moving equipment in here.
Just the pump on the 2-inch
the
pump.
pump.
Yeah, but no rake or mixer or anything like that. No.
You know, if this is buoying up on you here, you could take, how wide is this? 10 feet?
Yeah.
10 feet. Because I was going to say, we have sometimes taken a piece of plywood, 4x8 sheet, and take some
Clamps.
clamp it to that, and see if you can keep. But it looks clear here because you can see that. But is this what's giving you the problem?
No. It's
you'll,
not.
You'll actually have a blanket come on.
Yeah. I mean, if you look really well, I don't know if you'd be able to see it because of the sun's not out.
Right.
But when the sun's out, it's obvious. I mean,
The blanket's down.
that you can see it probably about 6 feet down.
Yeah.
But you can see it, and you're just like, wow, that thing is gonna rise up. And what happens is it just comes up and it just starts bulking and rolling right over like that.
Right.
That straggler flock right there.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that because there's clear water in between.
Yep,
But the
exactly.
bulking, really.
It's just the blanket comes right up.
I don't even mind these pop-ups here.
Yeah.
These pop-ups are fine. They're natural. That's not even too out of control. But when the whole thing starts rising,
Right.
it's like, what?
And this is a sludge return airlift.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's walk back and see. The airlift, is that 3-inch?
Yeah, the airlift is 3-inch.
3-inch.
But we're
Which
using the
is-
pumps as 2-inch.
Okay, so this one here is a pump.
Yeah.
You're using that instead of the airlift.
Yes.
I wish I had that in every settling tank that I had.
I'm telling
I got settling tanks like this that have got movable equipment in them. And the chief engineer for the health department down there, her name is Tanima. She's from India. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. She put in a 4-inch airlift.
Holy crap.
By the time you inject the air at the bottom, the amount of air that you had coming up before it breaks and goes out somewhere, you have sheared that sludge return. And she says, that's the way I want it. And we had a hell of a time operating that plane. Oh my God. And if you make any changes and she has somebody come around and check on it, she's just going to give you all merry hell.
Right.
The fact that you've got an electric pump down there that you can turn on, do you have any idea what time of the day that this bolts up?
It's been about 10 o'clock at night. Usually I'll make it all day because we're here. I waste. You know what I mean? So what I've been trying to do is waste at the end of the day, let a pushback happen, meaning there's no flow coming in, it's pushed back, and then waste, and then that'll give me like the 8 hours so I can go home and go to bed because I could start here at 5 o'clock in the morning.
This is your sludge return?
No, that's a skimmer.
That's your skimmer.
Yeah.
Where did I see that down there?
It's right there in the...
Okay.
Yeah, you know what they gave us when we started it? They gave us a pipe, and you swing it one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is this? And they're like, that's your skimmer. I'm like, this thing sucks. So we cut the bottom off of it,
right,
and we put a pool skimmer on there so it gets, you know, and it works.
Yeah.
It really works. It works well.
What we've done on some of them is they give me just a piece of pipe. I take the, what's the rubber piece that you can put two pieces of PVC together?
The coupling?
Yeah.
The rubber coupling?
Just put that on there, put it with the ideal hose clamp, and then just start putting little V's into it, and it'll skim over. We could meet that, or we trying to get it up and down and get in there. You're up to here in your water with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
So, all right. Which one? Okay. This one here is your sludge return.
Yep. That's coming back about 25 gallons a minute. Let me ask you about that.
That's
so
beautiful.
we're putting in 33 gallons a minute, returning back about 25 gallons a minute. Do you think I should go lower?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's the crux of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I go lower, which means there's more building up in there. I know I should be at 50%, but it seems like maybe that is the problem, because I know, check this out. So every 2 weeks we switch back and forth, right? I go on 2 weeks, he goes on 2 weeks. He came in the last 2 weeks, it was bulking. He said that my skimmer, just that right there, he goes, that was cranked up.
Yeah.
And he goes, and this was cranked up too, the return. And I was like, well, I didn't really touch it much, but what it is that the consistency, the density of that return, when it gets thicker, slows down. When it gets lighter like that, it speeds up.
Now, let's go back to strictly the sludge return. You're 33 going that way, or 66, and you got 25 coming back, which is 50. Okay? Shut your skimmers off. That's a hydraulic blow. And cut back on these.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, I know it. It takes a while. The one plant that I've got, I realized that I was getting bulking on one tank. And the damn thing was, it comes out of a tank, comes through a wall, comes over here, goes in this way. There's a T with a valve here, and then it goes over here. So almost all the flow would go past this T, and it should have been a TY. But it comes over here and it goes into the settling tank. And I would crank it up to make sure that I would, and then all of a sudden I said to myself, Don, with all the experiences you got, what the hell are you opening it up for? Cut it back. And all of a sudden, my bulking started to go away because I was returning too much to the aeration tank, And I don't use my skimmers at all. If I use them, I do them only when I'm there, clean the top of the tank. Your skimmers are a hydraulic overload.
We can do that right now. But I barely. I mean, I also.
Skimmers, because that is strictly clear water.
Yeah.
That's a hydraulic overload. There is nothing in there.
Let's start there. That's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because those could have been another 20 gallons, almost per tank. Even though they're not on high.
If it was that simple, I'm gonna just kiss you.
Yeah, the hydraulic overload. You know, as beautiful it is out here, you don't have any lights here to light this up for yourself.
Oh, there's a street light over there at night, but yeah.
A couple of my jobs, I had them put in LED lights.
Yeah.
Only for the purposes, because a lot of times in the wintertime, we don't get daylight until 7:30 in the morning, and it's dark at 4:30. So if we have a problem on a job, you can come down here almost any time of the day or night.
Yeah.
You could have a headlamp on real nice.
That's what I usually do.
I just this is a cool job. This is the one that you just built.
Yeah.
Cool. But try the hydraulic overload. Your skimmers will definitely make a difference.
I know it makes sense. By the book, it makes sense. Everything makes sense. But when you think about it logically, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I take less out,
Yeah.
then more will be in there.
Yeah.
But it does work that way and it doesn't work that way, because what I'm doing is I'm taking that out and I'm putting it back in there, which is forcing
Pushing it
more back in
and
here.
then it's pushing it
And
up.
it's pushing up.
Yeah. And if your sludge return, you got an electric motor down here,
I'll run off VFD.
which
So
is
I got control.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna do it. Like right
Yeah.
now it's at 28 hertz.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Because I see nothing here that's a problem. Nothing at all. I mean, the odor, there is none. And if it was, it would be an earthy odor, because you got a nice growth in there. So what's your 30-minute settling test here? Right now?
500 and 600 today.
That's
And then
beautiful.
in an hour I got 400, 450.
Oh, that's... Usually if I'm having a problem like you're doing the right thing by doing a 30 and then an hour. So if you know that what you got coming through here, in an hour, sometimes it might even be a 2-hour settling down there. Why is it coming up?
Well, it's gonna be more than that. Our detention time's like 3 hours. So it doesn't make any sense. And
Yeah.
then I leave the settle, I go do my other plan, I come back, I leave the timer
it's down
on.
to 200.
It's down to 3. Today, this one was at 300, and this
Yeah.
one is like right below 400, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is the problem? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But the hydraulics make sense, because we have had that problem before, like I just told you. I left it for him because I turned on the skimmer a little more because I had some big pop-ups, a blanket pop. So, but you're right. Why do I have to use it right now? I don't have to have it on right
Not at
now.
all.
Why?
Absolutely not.
If all I did was shut that off and I never had to change my return,
Yeah.
which I know I should, but then here's the thing. If it doesn't get returned quick enough, it starts to really pop down there. And then I get big stuff, and then it's really, if I'm already holding
your
solid...
pop-ups are not a problem. It's your blanket that comes up, and it's throughout the whole tank. You can see the whole blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is bulking.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's usually hydraulic.
That's what I thought.
Almost,
I knew it. Well, here's here's the filter. This is aqua. You can't really see it very well, but it's just 2 big discs that are on carpet. It's a 10 micron filter.
Now,
And-
this back washes to the head of the plant? Yeah. And this does it automatically when it starts to get, okay. So you don't have a problem here.
No.
So even if you're losing some blanket, it'll filter here. And
I'm telling you right now, this is my experience with this. We came in, it was rolling over, dude. I'm talking big chunks of pop-ups, and it was rolling over. And this thing was full, hitting the overflow right there. Crystal clear all the way out. It wouldn't let it.
Yeah.
A sand filter isn't
mic-
gonna do that.
Yeah, I know. The microns on this filter is really down there.
10.
Good. Okay. Nice. You certainly got that going for you.
It's that hydraulic load in it.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah.
And you know something.
Something for your mind, mind. Something for your mind, mind.
Lace mind.